Ah, yeah. Hey, Amaru. Only if you're ready. Let's go. I'm only looking for loyalty. All I need from you. I'm thinking you be the one for me. I can see it on you. Your love that do me every time. With you by my side, we gon' shine. Baby girl, you know you royalty. I've been waiting for you. Me no care about all the noise, but I'm digging your station. See how you got my head spinning with a body rotation. Couple days went by, now I'm losing my patience. Go ahead, drop a pin, girl, wanna know your location. What's your location? Had to pull a plug on your ex, now you coming my way, I can switch it up for you, girl, I'm no longer a player. See that pretty face on my screen, that'll make my day, Bea. I'm only looking for loyalty. All I need from you. I'm thinking you be the one for me. I can see it on you. Your love that do me every time. With you by my side, we gon' shine. Baby girl, you know you royalty. I've been waiting for you. Do you know she royalty? Do you know she royalty? I be that one that I get heart racing. I did feel like with her we can take over nations, yeah. We can take a trip whenever, girl, you need a vacation. Number one bad girl, killing everything like on a mission. Girl on a mission. Had to pull a plug on your ex, now you coming my way, I can switch it up for you, girl, I'm no longer a player. See that pretty face on my screen, that'll make my day, Bea. I'm only looking for loyalty. All I need from you. I'm thinking you be the one for me. I can see it on you. Your love that do me every time. With you by my side, we gon' shine. Baby girl, you know you royalty. I've been waiting for you, yeah. She royalty. Do you know she royalty? Yeah. Do you know she royalty?
Crown and the king blows out Archie's birthday. Yeah.
Yeah, that is me every single day until the day that the tabloids get taken down. Laughing in their faces, cackling like a witch. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Saturday podcast. I hope you are doing well. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe, please. And if you want to come up and speak, link is being posted in the chat because we didn't have a live chat yesterday. So you can come up and talk if you have anything to say today. So I will post the link. Here it is. Please do come up. And we'll get through some other stories before we get on to the live. Right, let's see who's here. Hey, Nubian Queen, Dorothy, Anna Marie, Cynthia, Karen M, hey, Hair Planner, Dolores, hey, Janet, hi, Ella, Rhonda. Welcome to all of the new subscribers, because we're racing towards 15,000, so there's lots of you coming in. Princess B, you said I like the first song much better. Well, I have to switch it up every now and again because it can get a bit boring listening to the same song. But I hope at least some of you like this new one. Hey Bonnie, hey Tony. Can see Rahini in the chat already. Hi Rahini. Patricia, missing the other song. Every time you come on, I sing it. Meet your intro. Oh, I love you lot. You know you can download the old song as well. The old song is called Vicky Vox Best of Life. And this one is She Royalty by I think it's Amaro. So you can download both of the songs. Right, let's get into it, shall we? So there was actually an article in Sky News. Very surprised to see it. About Harry, Liz Hurley, Elton John, and all the other celebrities that are taking part in this lawsuit. It didn't go into too much detail, definitely not as much detail as, say, Byline Investigates would, but still the first time I've seen it covered in some length on a mainstream platform like Sky News. And I guess the closer we get to it, the less they're going to be able to ignore it because Harry's going to be in the country, he's going to be right there. So they're going to have to talk about it in some capacity. At least the TV news will. I'm pretty sure that obviously Daily Mail, Daily Mirror, they will keep as quiet about it as they can because they are the ones who are effectively on trial. And something that I was thinking about this week is can Harry really help Britain when it comes to this? Because it feels a little bit like a Captain Save a Dusty, Captain Save a Ho kind of mission to me. And the reason I say that is because I just don't think that there are some people that just don't want to be saved. I think Harry is well within his right to defend his family and his name. Absolutely. But do I think that he can save Britain from the tabloid press? Honestly, no. Because I don't think that a lot of people want to be saved. This has been the way it's been now for so long. For so long. If there was enough fire to cause change, should it not have happened after the Leveson inquiry? When a lot of these tabloid giants just got a slap on the wrist? I mean, when you compare what's going on in France at the moment, the way they are fighting back, literally fighting back. Not that I think that exact, that type of rioting or anything should be the exact model, but they're doing something. They're letting the powers that be know they're not going to take things lying down. And really, the biggest protest and the easiest protest against the tabloids would just be to stop buying them. Stop buying them, stop clicking on their websites. I have not bought a print newspaper in... I can't even remember the last time. I cannot remember the last time. And if I did, I was probably buying it for my mum or my dad. Even when I was having, the morning commute in London, I stopped picking up the Metro and the Evening Standard. I stopped picking them up both. They're both free, but I didn't want to add to their power because when you pick it up, you're letting them know, print another one. Literally, the only thing that we'd have to do in the United Kingdom is just stop reading the tabloids. That's it. It really is that simple. And yet, people just continue. And that has to mean there is something that people are getting from reading these tabloids. It's almost like I do think that some people really just enjoy what they hear, and unfortunately a lot of what is being put out is hate. And when you maybe don't have a lot, well, that it becomes an antidote to the misery that you're feeling. I do feel like, it's that misery loves company thing, right? And the tabloids, they do give the people that read them something to focus on, something to hate, something to forget how dreary their lives are, instead of fighting back against the powers that be that are making your life dreary in the first place. Instead, you just want to direct all of your hatred towards Meghan Markle. It's madness to me. It's one of the reasons why I had to leave, because I don't know. Anybody is free to come up and argue otherwise, but I just don't think that the UK is ever going to be ready for that change. And so, might not be the most popular opinion, but I think that Harry, absolutely defend yourself, defend your family, but this mission that he has, and he's been very passionate about, that he can somehow change the landscape of Britain when it comes to tabloid press. I'm sorry. I just don't think it's going to happen. With all the best will in the world, Harry, I don't think you can do it. Your people, my dear prince, I don't think they want that change. At least not. Oh, I think some people want it, but the number of people that it would actually take for that change to happen, I don't think we have it in numbers, my dear prince. Princess B. No, that's not Shakira. That's Liz Hurley. Ella, you're saying Prince Harry isn't the only one suing the Wolves, yet he's the one being slated the most for it. All of these high-profile people, would IG be taking them to court if they didn't have solid proof? Of course, of course. They're focusing it on Harry because it's the easiest way to deflect, right? Because people, because of everything that's happened, I think they feel like they can easily dismiss Harry. They're not looking at the wider picture. Mind you, one of the other individuals involved is the mother of Stephen Lawrence, the murdered schoolboy. So there's a lot of people involved, not just in this court case, but there's also the victims of the 7/7 bombings who were harassed by the press. Cheryl Tweedy. I mean, I went through all of this a couple podcasts ago. Dana, I don't think H is trying to save Britain, but expose the tabloid press. The public is unaware of all the shenanigans and corruption of the press. Well, he said that in his own words. He's made his life mission. Those were his own words. So, clearly this is something that he feels he's very passionate about. This court case will hopefully expose who has been briefing the press from the palace. Yeah. Rusty, you said with this case, it might be that they get rules from the judge for the tabloids, British press, and British media to stop printing lies. They have that in other countries, so the judge can forbid them. I think this case will be a testing ground for a lot of things. Anyway, a little bit more positive news. Our godfather, Tyler Perry, he is donating $2.75 million to older homeowners in Atlanta to help ensure that they're able to stay in their homes. Fantastic. Thank you very much, Godfather Tyler Perry. Being as generous and kind as you have proven to be. What an amazing godfather little Lily has. And I guess Archie as well, by extension, even though he probably has his own. Right, this was trending today. So Rob Jobson and Emily Andrews and everyone else who was involved in that disgusting segment yesterday, joking about dangling baby Archie over a balcony, just laughing and cackling unnecessarily about a toddler. He has gone on a blocking spree because they have been ripped to absolute shreds because of that clip. And it's not just squaddies. I was going through the Twitter streets and there were a lot of non-squaddies sharing that clip around. Just what was so funny. These grown adults don't even know what to say, really. For those of you that haven't seen it, I'll just play it again Truly disgraceful.
Crown, and the king blows out Archie's birthday.
Candles, and it's all about you, Archie. It's all
They'll
about
sing
you.
happy birthday on the balcony to Archie. Yeah.
The balcony,
Oh,
the
yeah.
balcony.
Yeah. Michael Jackson thing where they hold him over the...
No way. That's not going to happen.
I mean, aside from the fact that it was disgusting what Rob Jobson said, they just sound ridiculous. The balcony. Like, what are they even talking about? These are grown adults, and this is what you're talking about? Anyway, also, Miss Catherine, the private secretary that was getting ready to help Miss Catherine here take revenge on Meghan, this was the headline a couple of weeks ago, she has now rejected the job, opting to stay with Jamie Oliver. First of all, I have to side her for even considering taking this role, given everything that's happened with the royals. Nonetheless, clearly she's realized what an absolute foolish decision she made, even considering this. Because as soon as it was announced that she was going to be the private secretary, Miss Alison Caulfield was painted as this, bulletproof, feisty ball breaker that was going to come in and shake things up, and we're going to show Meghan how it's done. And she is now said to be uncomfortable with the publicity, so has decided to stay with Jamie Oliver. So let me just go to the article. Give me a sec. Where is it now? Right, so the so-called straight-talking PR guru hired as a Princess of Wales' new private secretary has opted to stay with chef Jamie Oliver rather than take up the new role, the Telegraph can reveal. Alison Caulfield, 51, is understood to have been uncomfortable with the prospect of having such a high-profile position and decided instead to remain under the radar. The mother of three, a branding expert, has worked for Oliver for 8 years. She loves the work and is an integral part of the campaigning team. Well, if you are with a brand that is, relatively drama-free, why would you go over to the royal family? You are literally asking for drama. Like, you woke up in the morning and you said, what can I do to add drama to my life? Oh, I know. I'll join the royal family. Like, what was she thinking? After everything that's happened, that is what you decide to do. Why would you do that? And now she's realized just how hot it is up in that palace. And clearly she's gone there, had some conversations, spent some time, and gone, absolutely the hell no. I don't want none of this. And I'm sure in years to come, we'll find out exactly what it is she found when she rolled up there. The only people that can take and keep jobs in that palace are snakes. The likes of Jason North, the likes of Simon Case, and even he didn't last very long. If you have people who are lazy, who, they don't have work ethic, you're going to find it very difficult to get anything done. And this is what, the fifth, sixth private secretary she's had? But Meghan was the bully? Boy. Right, we'll go to your comments and then I will take some calls. Rahina, you go first. Besseni, you said it's not about the people, it's about legislation. The press are out of control and are running towards a precipice which will force change. But darling, like, it's been decades. Don't get me wrong, I 100% understand what you mean. It is about legislation, but it's for the people to put legislation through. There are several different ways that you can put forward laws in the UK. Several different avenues that you can take. all it takes is one of the first steps is just getting enough signatures to have it debated in Parliament. We can barely even get that. So, yeah, the press are out of control, but they've been out of control for decades. And it's not just about legislation, it's about actually challenging the relationship between the press and the government. That right, it's like, how do I put this? It's like you've got two people enjoying a very saucy affair, and you're basically trying to expose the affair. It's going to be hard. Like, you're talking about a whole cultural revolution, and I just don't see how it happens. I don't know, but that's just me. Have a look. It's tight. Womp womp. Indeed. Rusty, do you know that they have changed the headline within a few minutes? Really? What did the original headline say? Somebody please let me know. Right. Rahini, I will let you go first. Actually, before Rahini, before I let you go, I actually wanted to read something out. There was a squaddy that left a message, left a comment, and I responded to it, but I just wanted to read it out because, and this is not, me trying to be negative towards this person, but I just kind of felt like I had to explain something. So there was a squaddy that left a comment that said, on my last video in regards to William going to Ukraine. Oh, sorry, not to Ukraine, to Poland. And this squaddy said, there is a war going on in Ukraine. It is a defining war between East and the West. Poland is a major country in this war supporting Ukraine. So I am surprised you don't know why William went to Poland. With this trip, he's supporting Ukraine in his life. In this life and death situation for Europe and the whole world. I think it's extremely important, but I live in a country which borders Ukraine, so that's why I'm more aware and feel more this war on my own skin. In this issue, I beg to differ. I think it's important to go there and you to realize this. And this was my response to that comment. I am more than aware of the war in Ukraine. That doesn't explain why a British prince, who according to so-called royal protocol, especially when it comes to criticizing Meghan, it doesn't explain why he is getting involved in politics. What's William going to do there other than show up for a photo op? Why are spending public funds to send him there? Security costs alone must have been in the thousands. Window dressing PR stunts are not enough anymore. Either do something that creates impact or stay at home. Imagine the outrage if Meghan had showed up in Poland. If he wants to support Ukraine, he can start by showing up to refugee centers with resources and not empty-handed. The last time he showed up to a Ukraine refugee center, he literally said, we all know what William said. Do you remember what William said the last time he showed up to a refugee center?
I'm sorry we can only come and give words and comfort, but we are thinking about you the whole time and we really care about what's going on. So
sometimes it's lots more than financial.
Yeah. Well, if we can give you the odd smile here and there, that's important. So,
Yeah, that's what he said. So please do forgive me by the fact that I'm not impressed by him going to Poland. I'm not. Because at this point, we need to be holding royals to a much higher standard than just showing up to take pictures, than just showing up empty-handed. And we've been told over and over and over and over again that royals don't get involved in politics. And yet there seems to be a double standard when it's the biracial royal and not the other royals. So please don't misunderstand me or think that I don't think what's going on in Ukraine or with Russia is serious. I absolutely recognize that it's serious, but I'm just calling out the double standards of why it's okay for William to do one thing and that Meghan would be literally raked through the coals for doing. And I'm sorry, but William goes to Poland and what, like the war stops? What impact is being created? None. And yet we're spending a lot of money on security to send him there. So please don't misunderstand me or think that I don't understand the importance of what's going on or the severity of what's going on. But I have to ask, what William going there, what does that do? What does that do for the situation? What does that do for Ukrainians? It doesn't really do anything. It's just a PR op. And the nerve of him to show up at that refugee center empty handed. Just explain myself there. Yeah, Anna Marie, William's words are empty. Yeah, Ella, if Meghan had showed up, like the press would have said it would pose a security risk. So, yeah. Anyway, I don't want to seem too negative, but I just had to say that. Rahini, you can come up, dear.
Hi, Scotties. Can you hear me?
Yes, can hear you.
Yes, I am at work, so I cannot misbehave. I cannot.
It's
I
not
know
gonna
you'll always catch me at work. I work 2 to 10, so there's no misbehaving. Hello to all of you. So I wrote my notes. The individual, I would say to them, because it is important, him showing up makes cheapens it to simply just a scuffle and they need the PR. There was a time when the members of the royal family needed to show up to garner support from the government because for World War II they did take a trip. Queen Elizabeth's father and his mother and her mother did take a trip to America to garner
Mhm.
American support, and it worked, right? But this individual, they are muted and helpless and useless. And when you consider spending all of that money, it's ridiculous. That money would have been better spent on the actual troops that you are sending
Yeah,
on the front line.
yeah.
They didn't need to see him. I mean, what are you going to do? If he want to do something, then maybe he should go to Russia and say, "Hey, Putin, stop playing up in your mother effing so and so." You understand? Say that. If you want to be political and say, "You know what, Putin, stop your ish today." Be brave to do that. Then I might have some respect for you. But you just showing up so that you could smile and wave and not even smart enough to put on a lace front and look proper, shaming the whole country. No, that's madness.
No.
But I
And
don't
also
think
just a reminder that Harry and Meghan did actually send food packages to Ukraine via World
exactly.
Central Kitchen. So they
They did.
actually did send packages to Ukrainians.
They did. It's ridiculous. But I don't think the person that commented, I don't think they are Scotty. Because we understand these things.
Yeah.
So um okay, I wanted to okay, I had my notes. So on Tyler Perry, his gift is even greater than we really think, because by helping seniors, because a lot of them are seniors, stay in their homes, and a lot of them are people of color, a lot of them are black people. He is helping to create generational wealth, because these homes are going to pass down to their generations, and I think it's quite wonderful. And you see, when you do something with impact, with the future in mind, it shows. And this is what these people need to do. But they would just see him as Hollywood, and oh, Meghan and Harry's hanging out with Hollywood, and they don't understand these things, the impact of what it could have. Um You know,
No.
at the beginning of what you said, you talk about the fact that hate sells. You remember in the 1990s? I'm not sure, you might not be old enough. They used to say that sex sells,
Mm-hmm.
but I think now it is replaced with hate. And I
Okay.
think there was on the
Mhm.
docu series that he called it the outrage industrial complex.
Yes.
Yeah, the outrage industrial complex, and it is really really lucrative. I
Of
swear
course.
to God, it is really lucrative. So there is
Oh my
no
God, Rahini.
incentive to
Yeah.
change.
Sorry,
There's
I just have
no
to interrupt
incentive.
you. I actually saw something really, really wild today. I was watching another podcaster. They were talking about like kind of certain communities like online, like the red pill community, manosphere community, and they were talking about this one particular guy. It was a white man, and he created this channel where he was basically bashing black women. And so the kind of like the black manosphere, who is they're quite self-hating, they're quite anti-black women. They gave
Hmm.
him a platform. They gave him a platform. He built
Hmm.
his platform, only to then come out later on and reveal that the whole thing was a lie. He was actually dating a black woman. She was in on the whole act, but he monetized the hatred that this particular community had towards black women and made thousands.
Yeah,
But the whole
yeah,
time, his girlfriend was in on it, only for him to come out and, be flossing his money and look, I'm buying her handbags. I mean, I don't know what she's thinking being involved, but just to your point, it is an outrage industrial complex. And some people have actually jumped on the bandwagon. They don't even necessarily believe in what they're saying, but
yes.
just to make money.
Well, yeah, you could see that the best example is the alt right in the United States. Half of them don't believe what they say.
Yeah.
Because when they come before a grand jury, they go before court, they're like, it's just entertainment. The problem is everybody else, to the populace, they are not seeing it as entertainment. And we live in a world
Yeah.
where we no longer teach people to think for themselves. Most people have not heard the term critical thinking unless you've been in university.
Mhm.
So you now relying on these responsible voices, the adults in the room, so to speak, to lead you, to guide you, to give you honest and sensible perspective. And what they do is that they fill you with a daily dose of rage. And
Mhm.
for me, I can't do that. I can't have that level of anger in me all the time. I remember getting caught up in the whole Nicki versus Cardi madness because I'm a big Nicki Minaj fan. And then one day I realized, I have never met Cardi B in my entire life, and I probably never will. Why do I hate this woman? I mean,
Mm.
all and I realize it's really not hard to not hear her music. It's not hard to not see her on my feed. It's not. I didn't even know she had another baby. Y'all knew that? I didn't even know because I
No.
don't care. And it's really hard for me to ignore people who are so far. But we have these parasocial relationships with
Yeah.
people that are so far from us, and yet we allow people to sell us on it, and it is a sale, It is a sale. Right. But my question to the haters that I always ask, what are you getting? Because we know what the platform's getting. We know what the royal family is getting. We know what the tabloids are getting. But you as an individual who's using your broken laptop with tape on it, right? With tape on it to yell and go off but Megan, while Megan have a brand new Apple,
Mm.
right? It's ridiculous. I don't know. I don't know. I have to stop for a while.
Yeah, it's an interesting one, and yeah, outrage industrial complex is definitely the way to describe it. It's one of the reasons actually, if you notice, um like in my more recent podcast, I always like to start with something actually positive and uplifting, because I don't just want to like focus on the negatives. And um uh, it's sad that actually, if you look at particularly the royal space, it is the hate sites and the hate platforms that just seem to get astronomically more views. It's quite wild. Like it needs to be studied. Right. Rainy, was there anything else you wanted to say, or should we go on to the next caller? Or do you want to maybe come back with something else?
I was in I'm actually I work as a dispatcher, so I just kind of get a call coming in.
All right.
Oh
All right.
my god. Yeah.
I'll
So
let
I
one
can be
enjoy.
muted for a while and
All
yeah.
right then. All right then. YM Droid. Hello.
Oh, hello. Okay, was just asking if I'm in the right place. Hopefully I am.
Yeah. Yes, you absolutely are. Go right ahead, hun.
How are you today?
I'm absolutely fantastic. You?
Not
Where are you
too
calling from?
bad. Calling in from Chicago.
Oh, nice, nice. Windy City.
Yep, still. Well, I just wanted to give a quick update. I think from the other side, Tupac's hologram has declined to perform at the coronation concert. I've heard
Okay.
Whitney Houston's hologram has also turned it down.
Oh
So
wow.
yeah,
Wow.
I
Yeah.
apparently Diana put in a word on the other side, and even
Oh,
they
good. Okay.
they got to their people and they were like, nope, we don't want anything to do with this. No clowning for us. We don't want to be associated with the king and his mistress queen. So
Okay. You knocked on the gates of heaven, and they were told absolutely not.
yeah, no, they said we're gonna pass. So yeah, at this point, I am offering half a box of tampons, my tiny violin, which is it's very small, but it should be enough for the coronation concert. Since no one seems to be attending, I figure like they should still be able to hear it. Um,
Mhm.
and I have a old packet of apple oatmeal for Camilla.
Oh,
So
nice.
yeah, yeah.
Nice.
So
I'm sure she'll like
just to,
that.
yeah, just to let you all know, I'm providing food, entertainment for it. So no worries, it's all covered. Everybody else turned them down. I felt bad, so I'm just going to donate a little bit of fun there.
Oh, fantastic! How generous you are.
That's
And
it. But yeah. No, on a on a serious note, I think what Rohini was saying about and what you all were saying about the whole hate industrial complex is so true. I work in a marketing field, and
mm,
I've definitely seen the numbers for the channels, for the Twitter accounts, and just want to give a shout out to you, Baron, everyone. I think who creates some positive, or I want to say at least tethered to reality content, in
mm,
support of the Sussexes, just to try to drown out some of the really it can seem unbearable, just kind of
yeah,
onslaught of all of the rest of it. But it absolutely is, I think, just hate for pay in a lot of cases. There's nothing that you can possibly come up with for just how they twist themselves into pretzels to make everything that Harry and Meghan do. They breathe. Do you know that they're depleting oxygen from the world now? And it's like, come on. I mean, they find a negative angle on everything. I want to know if they have some like just rogue version of Chat GPT that they sit on and they're like, okay, they're like, Meghan and Harry rescued a puppy. Give me a negative angle. Because like no matter what they do, they just and
uh,
I kind of applaud the creativity, but on the other hand, like I said, it's really thank you to you and Baron for keeping those of us again with a foot in reality, with a place to go to catch up on these things without having to endure, uh, without having to endure those hot takes.
thank you. And it is just getting more and more ridiculous. And especially, I've noticed in the last couple of months, the Mirror in particular seems to be in some war with the Daily Fail to be the most ridiculous tabloid in the country. I saw one headline the other day, and it was Harry and Meghan coming to the coronation poses a huge problem because they'll have to find a babysitter. Like these two people can't hire a nanny or just call Mama Doria. Like they have to have a whole headline about who's going to be Lily and Archie's babysitter if Harry and Meghan come to the coronation. It's like, is that all you people have to talk about?
It is.
It's like,
Oh my! I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be Christopher Boozy. I don't know if it's going to be someone else. But at some point, someone is going to do a rather exposing piece, I think, of just, how much monetarily people have tied up in directing hate towards the Sussexes. We already know that they can't sell a paper without including their name. We already know that their secret weapons are so secret that no one cares when they come out. So I mean, it's quite obvious to me that like really they're just so pressed to get Harry and Meghan because let's look at Camilla. I mean, the horse races haven't kind of been selling what they used to, so she's not a draw.
No.
Charles and his and his full breakfast sausage fingers and ham hock hands, they're not exactly getting the youth excited. So
the kids aren't feeling it.
I mean, the only thing they have going for them, other than those two wax figures here's my unpopular opinion. Those Polish wax figures, I thought were more flattering to to William and Kate than what the reality is. That is, I mean, you look at the side by side, and Baron says you can't tell which ones are the wax figures, and the wax figures to me are the ones that look more lifelike. It's just. Exactly.
Well, unfortunately, I think when you live a life full of so much bitterness in your heart, eventually it shows on the outside. That's all I have to say about that.
It was something. I mean, there are definitely things that Botox, and I'm not naming any names. I mean, and for all we know, it's Restylane. There are alternative injectables available out there, but there are some things that even that can't take care of, and that can only be smoothed over and waxed. So personally, I think William should have been there to thank the Polish people for that hair restoration job they did. And whatever, like in them evening out Kate's eyes, but just my opinion.
But can I just ask you, from the American perspective, when did you realize something was wrong with the British press and the way that they were treating Meghan? Like, were you interested in the royals before? What's been your relationship with the royals and or your understanding of the royals?
So it was the occasional thing that popped up at first around the wedding. And then somehow YouTube got me into that algorithm. And I just noticed, I think the first one that I got was that body language guy who always looks constipated. I don't know if you know the one that I'm talking about, but
yeah, I know him and I've literally never watched him, but people bring him up all the time. But go ahead.
His face looks so just, again, I'm like, get this man some fiber. But he was just looking so uncomfortable in the thumbnail. I'm like, oof, let me click and see what this is about. And it was the most diluted thing I think that I've ever seen in my life. Oh, well, here you have pictures of William and Kate standing 9 feet apart, avoiding each other in royal protocol. It's obvious they are in love. Then look at this harlot, the Duchess of Sussex, holding hands with her husband. And, it's obviously a cry for help and a sign that they're going to split up soon. And I'm thinking, is this on Earth 2? or did the Flash run back to some alternate reality? Where are you getting this? And you're an expert. You're a so-called body language expert. But so okay,
Didn't he? I remember there was one video that he did because it came up on my feed a couple of times where he did a body language review on Megan's voice. Am I right in saying that happened?
I think I must have dismissed him by that point, because after you watch one video, then you start to get more. And I just, after I realized, okay, this guy is obviously not with it.
But he has so many, because I've never gone to any of his videos, but I don't know, did you go through the comments? Because it seems like, because he has so many subscribers, that people actually believe what he's saying.
That is exactly why, when I knew that I needed to dismiss him and I needed to not have him suggested to me any further. So after I did that for him, there's one other one, and I'm not going to name names, but I'll say that this hater, I'll give him credit. He's the most stylish. I believe his pronouns are he. And if you see him, you would know what I'm talking about. He usually wears the crown and, like in a lot of jewelry.
Oh, is he one of the, I think I know who
yeah,
you're talking about.
Fabulous makeup. I actually looks quite glam. And
Droid, hello?
Yeah, he's
Droid, I
definitely.
think you're talking about River. He is the only unattractive gay man on planet Earth. Stop lying. You know you don't look good. Stop lying. The only unattractive gay man on planet Earth. I've never seen that.
Have you seen the beat that he gives his face? Let's give him a little credit.
Let's be honest. The drag queens did teach us how to contour, so we can have to give it that. But he, like, dude, listen, your handbag and your shoes need to match. Stop. He don't look good. I'm sorry. The only unattractive one.
I have no idea who this person is, but anyway, YM Droid, the point you were gonna make.
But well, the point is, honestly, since he's pro royal family, I think Camilla and Charles need to try to get him on the line to see if he can help spackle up, whatever's going on with that situation. But no, so the more and more videos like that started popping up, that's when I started realizing, oh my goodness, and I saw just how many views they were getting, and just how negative the comments were, how they fed each other. And and then realizing just that it was a symptom of basically like the larger issue is that in nearly every other outlet, whenever Meghan and Harry are addressed, it's so negative. It follows the palace narrative so closely that it really, I'm like, man, this is really unfortunate to see everything that they're up against. And really, I think I watched some of those initial ones because just in passing interest, my initial take was, seems like a nice couple, wish them well. I'd watch Meghan on Suits, she seemed like a nice enough person. So I'm like, oh, is this some secret thing where like she's really nasty? And no matter how nasty the take, no matter how nasty the video, it was never based in fact. There was nothing that was ever based on, oh, here's a story from one of her former coworkers or from an actor who worked with her, or someone on the set who had a negative experience. It was never that in any regard. It was all constipated body language experts. It was all, I guess just people who well, and I think at some point Camilla's cousin Lady C made it into my feed, and I just so it's quite obvious, I think, when you look at these people, why they may be envious, certainly, of someone who's a conventionally attractive person like Meghan. But beyond that, it's quite obvious to see what the other big difference is, and all of the hate I think that they direct at her And the more that I saw that, the more I kept dismissing and dismissing. And finally, I think I started. It was actually Tisa Tells, where I saw a couple of her
Tisa's
videos.
amazing.
Yeah, I love her. I love her takes, and I love her always tossing out the apples and oats for Camilla. But I saw that, and then I think I just tried to find actively, some other takes on it that weren't just so diluted. I mean, it's really unbelievable at how crazy these people are. Like, Megan's a narcissist because she has standards. Megan's a narcissist because, she doesn't allow people to put her down. And I'm like, well, if that's the qualifications, then we should all be narcissists.
Yeah, I mean, who would allow themselves to be just stomped all over? But unfortunately, that's pretty much the culture we have here, which is why I think the whole idea of someone like Megan coming in and standing up for herself, it's like I was saying earlier, like why do we expect change in the British press now if we've just allowed these people to stomp all over us for so many decades? And I think this is what shocked them about Megan, that she's just said no.
Well, at that end, I mean, it looks like Harry's been doing his best not to participate for as long as he's had some agency in the matter. It looks like he's tried from within the system as much as possible, and I do hope that he has some success now that he is not tied to the institution for finances, for all of that other stuff. It's so utterly ridiculous to me. And honestly, even the headlines now that I see, it's too far now, or that's a step too far, there's no turning back now. Everything's like Megan ate another avocado, there's no turning back now.
Somebody please protect the olive trees of Spain and Italy, because we're extending olive branches again. I saw an olive branch headline today.
I mean, I don't wish the king or his comfort companion any harm, but I hope they don't trip over one of those olive branches, because they've got so many of them lying around apparently. It's really, like, okay. And honestly, I don't think that I'll be closely tuning into the coronation, but I will be looking to see if that holy oil burns when it hits their skin. We all are familiar with what holy water does when it's used in an exorcism, so no idea. Just curious. Let's see what happens when they sprinkle that on there. I don't know if it starts sizzling. Maybe someone can, grab a pita or roast some meat or something. But who knows?
Yeah, I will without shame be watching every single last second and reporting for you. But thank you so much, YM Droid, for making us laugh. You have been
no problem.
Thank you.
Yeah, one last shout out just to Queen Come Up over there. You do have to, I don't know if you have to admire it, but you have to acknowledge, I think that Camilla has done what no other person, you know what? If she were around, and it's quite possible she was, back during the times of Henry VIII, man, she would have been the last consort standing. The way that this woman has managed to attach herself, and this is one thing on a slightly serious note. When I see some of the older headlines about how Meghan's a puppeteer and Harry's just this weak man who can't think for himself, who's a puppet. Projection. It really stinks to me of projection. Yeah. The over here in the US, our former Orange leader did that quite a bit. Whenever he would say something, he's probably the most honest lying president that we've ever had, because nearly everything that he tosses out against his opponent, which is a lie, is in fact truth about what he's doing. And with the headlines that come from Camilla's bosom buddies, I just sense the same thing. I really sense that all of these things about Meghan, even down to, and please people hold your lunch, even down to the sexual, I want to say enchantress that Meghan is supposed to be, I suspect are coming from projection from things that Camilla has in fact done to secure her place, now her family's place. And it's just, man, I don't have the hooves to do it, but gotta admire it.
I mean, we all heard the tampon tapes, right? And listen, you know, Sierra said the husband prayer and got Russell Wilson. Camilla said the side chick prayer and got our Charlie here. God is good. He answers them prayers. Okay?
Amen. That
Amen. Amen to
she,
that.
yep, she is ready to trot out for her victory lap. Well, I'll let you move on. But thanks for taking the call, and I hope that everyone has a good evening.
Thank you, I enjoyed. All right, Fatimata, I'm gonna let you be the last caller, and then we will spin ourselves out. Fatimata, are you there?
Yes.
Hey, how are you?
Good. I hope today my internet gave me a little luck.
Yeah, sometimes it plays up, doesn't it?
Yes. I was saying that I'll be relying on you for the coronation. I just cannot go through. You know what happened? What happened when the Queen passed on? I don't think I can go through another of that. Even right now, I'm not a good what people who hate things and then still watch them. I'm not a good hate watcher. So I don't like, if I don't like you, I'm not watching it. I don't care about it. I'm relying on you, Pedal and Baron. And
Fair enough.
sometimes on Twitter.
That's what we're here for. That's what we're here for, darling.
Yes. So I was thinking today, I was thinking like if Prince Harry wanted to play the game that Prince William is doing with the press, because Camilla didn't do anything. She didn't contribute anything to the crown to get where she is right now. She hasn't done any work to get where she is. She's just buddy up with the press. I wonder sometimes if Prince Harry wanted to stay and play that dirty game, how Prince William would have been this at this point, because they literally loved Prince Harry. They loved him. They get excited when he was out. I don't see, because Prince William is this next sovereign, is the future sovereign. He will always get the pass, but I feel like they were more excited to go to event with Prince Harry than they did with Prince William. So had he wanted to play that game, I'm sure he would have won whatever it is they wanted to get. But I wonder also sometimes if Princess Diana was alive, what that coronation would have done to her, where she would be in life. I don't know. I wonder.
I mean, I'd like to think that by this time she would have moved on. And if history had played out exactly the way it's played out now, she'd probably be in Montecito with her grandchildren.
I don't think Prince Charles would have let her, because the point was not to let her in peace. I don't think they wanted her to go somewhere and be in peace. I think they would. I think the hate that he had for her, it was worse than they have for Meghan right now, for Miss Markle. I don't know.
I mean, do you know what? To be fair on what you've said, the way we've seen them go after Harry and Meghan, even though they've left, it probably would have been a similar thing with Diana. Like, they would have really made her life hell.
Yeah, they would not let her be in peace. And Also say for me, the person has who has almost one, for me personally, is Prince Harry, because when you see Meghan, the way she was raised, even her father, who's atrocious right now, but if you follow her way back when she used to talk about her dad, she always tell the story what her dad did for her, or so, you know, he really helped her with her confidence. He's the one who tell her, if you don't like something, write a letter. If they don't have a box next to where you can put your raise, put a box yourself. She used to say that on Instagram. I used to follow her. She used to have a kind words for her dad. So even though he's horrible right now, when he was present, he gave the best of him to her. Probably something the other sibling didn't get from him. Maybe that's why the jealousy is so deep.
Yeah, it
And
seems like Megan did get a lot more attention from Thomas, and I think maybe as when Thomas got with when Megan got with Harry, however, it's like he went from wanting a daughter to just wanting Megan the Duchess, and that's when things suddenly turned a bit sour.
yeah, and she also had her mom and her grandmother. She was raised to be a confident woman, so it's not shocking that she is where she is. And I thought she would have been more successful if she didn't marry Prince Harry. That's what I saw, because I kind of become a fan when she was doing the tour to promote Suits. Before even I saw the episode, I became a fan of hers. I really thought she would have been either a great governor or a great senator. That's the path I was seeing her going in the future, because these celebrity, when they get a little name, they get a boyfriend, they start become the pop culture stuff. I never knew who she was dating. Even I had no idea
Yeah,
who
it
she was
was very
dating.
private.
She was very private. She talked about her work. I heard rumors she's dating a chef, but it was never official. She never talked about her ex-husband or ex something. Or that's why I love her the most. She was more focused on doing well, doing good for others, and she was always encourage people and to do their best. And that one time she was doing a summit, she was talking about how somebody asked her if she's gonna change her clothes because she's gonna talk about politics or humanitarian, and then she goes, "Oh no, I'm gonna wear what I would wear, what I would normally wear, and that would still gonna talk about serious stuff, even though if I'm wearing a short skirt and stuff like that." I'm not paraphrasing her, but that's I'm not quoting her, but that's the sentiment that I I admire her really, really, really. So she was raised to become that. But Prince Harry, he was raised to become this. It's shocking that he has any self-esteem, because he was raised
Yeah.
to be really, really down. Like, you're not important. You are here to give your brother a kidney if he needs it. And even the way his brother say, "Oh, this church is too grand for you for your wedding." My God! And then his dad,
And they never expected Harry to get married. That's the other thing.
my God, they wanted him to be the third wheel. It's horrible. And if you listen to this book, it's devastating. I was really when I went back to my country for the summer, I was trying to convince one person about them. It turned out she knows everything about it. Not everything, but they few people knew. It's a French. We speak French there, so it's not, the news is not as accessible as if you were in a country where they speak English. They knew that most of them that I talked to knew how much Prince Harry loves Meghan. They don't know the in and out about the whole story, but that was a certain things. So I was trying to get one of them even asked me, "Can you get me a book? I heard that he has a book out." I said, "Yeah, when I get there," because I order mine to read in French. I listened the one the Audible in English, but I ordered the other one from France too, so I can read it in French. So I'm really shocked that he has a self, uh, he has that confidence that he has right now. We don't know him personally, but to be put down all your life and then to say, oh, I'm gonna go help people because my introduction to him was Santa Bali. For me, I really thought he is the winner. He actually is the winner in this whole story, and I think they're gonna be great. I always respected, Michelle predictions. They always they always,
Yeah.
and I so far your prediction have been also really good. So I sometimes I get nervous because I am part of those fans who I get personally angry when I see something bad. That's why I don't read them anymore. I get really, I have a young family. I cannot be angry all the time. So I stopped reading anything terrible since 2019, since that private airplane nonsense. I just decided I'm going to stop reading this. And then I'm going to just listen to people like you who can tell me what I need to know. And just forget the rest. And I hope
Yeah.
people do that because you have to take care of yourself too. And
Yeah, it's true. And
in
I
that
and I
note,
said this. Oh, sorry,
yeah.
go on.
Oh no, I said I just want to thank you all. What are you doing?
Oh. No, thank you, Fatimata. And you're right. If you feel like you need to take a break sometimes, because like I feel like we don't want to be tempted to be like the other side of the coin, where it's like, you know, the deranged side get all like irate over this irrational sense of hatred that they have. We shouldn't kind of be like the other side of the coin, where we get constantly upset and depressed because of all of that hatred. So do take breaks, do focus on yourself. And like I always say, even the way my channel actually started, if you go all the way back to the beginning,
Yeah,
my channel
I
wasn't
remember.
actually a royal news channel. It was like the initial concept was meant to be like life lessons inspired by Meghan. So I mean, it
Yeah,
evolved into this because this is what you lot said that you wanted on the platform. But my initial kind of idea for the channel was life lessons, because I really do believe that these are two amazing people that we can learn from. And I say, you may not get that Montecito castle, but you can still aim to achieve something amazing in your life. And that is what I hope all of us, all of you listening, all of you who listen on replay, can take
yeah,
from these two amazing people, to work hard, be someone that believes in service, in self-growth, in self-improvement. If you showed up to listen to Harry's talk, the other day with the doctor, with the therapist, are you doing the inner work? Are you going to therapy?
mm,
Don't just observe, do in your own life as well.
yeah.
And with that, thank you so much, Fatimata. Thank you,
Thank
YM
you.
Joy. Thank you,
I can, if I
Mahini.
just can add something. I see
Oh,
people
go on.
keep talking about the hater getting so many clicks and that. But if you think about
Oh,
it, people
oh
are
God, what did I
more.
do? Sorry. I think I clicked something and it changed the screen. Go on.
Oh, I say people are more prone to gossip and the drama of it instead of the reality. And I think because the palace let so many things happen, they let so many gossip go through about Meghan. Now every conspiracy that people put on her sticks because they they were they were not fighting back. There were no denial.
Yeah.
They just let it be the game. Like you can do whatever you want to her. You can say whatever you want about her, and they so uh, I never see somebody being accused of so many things. There's no human in life that can be have that. They don't put that much on Putin. I just don't, all the worst dictators in the world. I don't get it. So people are prone to, some people are jealous. If you listen to her, she always said that phrase. I don't want to. I think she said, I don't want to be the winner, or I'm not competing with anybody. I hope we all made it. That's her motto. Like, there's nothing to be jealous about. She's kind. We all can use that.
Yeah, there's nothing to be jealous about. Focus on yourself and just keep the positive energy. Right.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, Fatimata. Have a great
Good night,
day.
everybody.
Good night. All right. Thank you so much, Scotties. You've all been wonderful. And like I always say, all will be well. Let's get over the clowning, the condemnation, the troubly. Let's get over the court case, and it's all gonna be good. Okay. All right. You enjoy the rest of your weekend. And I'll see you. I mean, I was going to say tomorrow, but it's actually past midnight, so it's Sunday today. I might see you later again this evening, maybe. We'll see what news comes through. If not, maybe there won't be a podcast today, all right? See you. Ciao.
Ah, yeah. Hey, Amaru. Only if you're ready. Let's go. I'm only looking for loyalty. All I need from you. I'm thinking you be the one for me. I can see it on you. Your love that do me every time. With you by my side, we gon' shine. Baby girl, you know you royalty. I've been waiting for you. Me no care about all the noise, but I'm digging your station. See how you got my head spinning with a body rotation. Couple of days went by, now I'm losing my patience. Go ahead, drop a pin, girl, wanna know your location. What's your location? Had to pull a plug on your ex, now you coming my way out. I can switch it up for you, girl, I'm no longer a player. See that pretty face on my screen, that'll make my day out. I'm only looking for loyalty. All I need from you. I'm thinking you be the one for me. I can see it on you. Your love that do me every time. With you by my side, we gon' shine. Baby girl, you know you royalty. I've been waiting for you. Racing. I did feel like with her we can take over nations, yeah. We can take a trip whenever, girl, you need a vacation. Number one bad girl, killing everything like on a mission. Girl on a mission. Had to pull a plug on your ex, now you coming my way out. I can switch it up for you, girl, I'm no longer a player. See that pretty face on my screen, that'll make my day out. I'm only looking for loyalty. All I need from you. I'm thinking you be the one for me. I can see it on you. Your love that do me every time. With you by my side, we gon' shine. Baby girl, you know you royalty. I've been waiting for you.